everyone, this is Rachelle. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in today, y'all, to hit you with another one of those videos that is really long, where I'm talking about some woman shit, and I just want to bring y'all along for the ride, and at the end of the video, ask your opinion on what I'm talking about. So once again, this video that I'm doing today is inspired by this series that I'm watching on FX called Feud, and it centers around everything that went on with Bette Davis and Joan Crawford when they were filming the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Now, if you aren't watching this series and you were a fan of Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, this series is worth watching because this shows you a side of those two women that you didn't really know existed. Also, if you're watching this series and you want to see someone do a review on it, you need to turn to James Colwell's channel. James is hitting it out the park on his reviews. Even if you didn't watch the series and you just want to know what's going on with it, watch James's reviews of it, and he will give you the rundown on what's going on each episode and why it's making us think as women. So last night's episode, y'all, let me calm my ass down. I'm a little breathless today, child. I've been running all over. But anywho, last night's episode was like the ultimate in one woman doing everything in her power to make the life of another woman miserable. So I don't know if y'all know or not, but Bette Davis was nominated for an Oscar for her role in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and Joan Crawford was not. Now, that fact alone nearly drove Joan Crawford crazy. And when I say that, y'all, I'm not playing. This bitch did everything that she could think to do to make sure that Bette Davis did not win that Oscar for that movie. And then once she ensured that, Betty wouldn't win, she did everything in her power to make sure that when Betty lost that night, that it would be the worst night of Bette Davis's life. And y'all, when you watch it, you realize that for Betty, it was. Because Betty would have been the first woman that night to win 3 Oscars. So it was going to be a night that could have made history. But thanks to Joan Crawford, that didn't happen for Betty. But the reason why I bring that series up is because the campaign that Joan Crawford went on to fuck with Bette Davis, just it still happens today, y'all. We as women, we are our worst critics. We don't support each other. We will look across the room and see another woman. She could be just cute as a button, makeup slamming, hair done, outfit on point, and we will pick that bitch apart till ain't nothing left but the skeleton. That's what we do. Now, y'all, let me just tell y'all something. I am not like that. If you walk in the room, girl, and your hair is popping, I'm going to tell you. If your makeup slamming, I'll be like, girl, your makeup is, that's just me. I'm not that type of woman that does that. I don't know how I got to be that way. And let me tell you why I say that. Y'all, I come from a family of nothing but women. Nothing but women. And you know that wherever there's too many women, it's going to be some shit going on. So that just tells you that the type of person that I could have been. Now, let me just say, maybe the reason why I'm not like that is because I come from this family of all these women. And, watching over the years, a lot of shit going on in the family, and this side taking these sides people, and these over here talking about this one. I don't like that kind of shit. First of all, it keeps me a nervous wreck. Secondly, I just not that person. Remember when I told y'all in one video that I can be friends with people who cannot stand each other? Ladies, when I tell y'all I got some friends who hate each other's guts out, that is an understatement of the century. But what I tell my friends, and y'all, I'm going to be honest here, I'm going to clock my own tea. I get caught in the middle of shit a lot, and here's why. Because I'm not that person that if you don't like a person, I'm not going to like them. But what I do tell my friends is this. When I'm with you, I don't want to talk about the other friend. I'm loyal to you. I'm loyal to her when I'm with you. And then I tell the other person when I'm with them, I don't want to talk about the other friend. We're not going to sit up and be, you know, blasting the other person behind their back. I'm just not that chick. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be a part of it. And you know what happens? Some friends have fallen by the wayside because I'm like that. Because they will say something like this: Rachelle, you know what? I like you and everything, but I can't believe that you're friends with that bitch when you know I don't like her. That's how it go. And if they don't want to be my friend anymore, then you know what? We're not in kindergarten. We're grown-ups here. That is, the way she feels. I can respect that. Then we're no longer friends. That's just being grown up about it. And y'all, I didn't want this video to come off as being preachy or judgmental. I just want to talk about the way that we treat each other. Why, as women, do we tear each other down? Why do we do that? Why do we look across a room and it could be a woman that could be just as cute as what? But it's something in us as women who can't let her have her shine. We got to take the shine off of her. And I don't know why we do that. We sit up and we watch these reality shows, and a lot of stuff that we see happening to these women happen to us in real life. We'll see um, a woman that husband may be cheating on her. They got problems with their kids. A teenager that's out here acting a goddamn fool. Um, we see them trying to save face, maybe twisting the truth a little bit because, the truth is a little embarrassing. And then we beat up on them for it. We'll say something like, we know that bitch is lying. We know that she knows this, that, and the other has happened in her life. Haven't we done that before? Haven't we had something going on in our lives? And because we don't want everybody to know all of our business, we either act like nothing is happening, or lie a little bit, or twist the truth a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to use myself for example, y'all. When I tell y'all my ex was the cheatingest motherfucker, child, he cheated with every Mary, Jane, Sue, Becky, and probably my goddamn grandmother. He was a cheater. And during the time that I was with him and he was doing that cheating, before I came to the realization that I don't need to be with him, it was a lot of times that, I told some untruths or twisted the truth a little bit because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that my friends found out or that everybody knew that I was sitting there looking like a fool because he out here free fucking everybody in the country, every woman with a skirt. You know, you do things sometimes or say things sometimes because you're embarrassed. We all have gone through it. But we'll watch a video that someone has done here on YouTube, say of one of these housewife shows, and we will rip these women apart when we know the lot of stuff that they're going through, we go through. And sometimes, like when I'm reading my comments, and I see people in the comments being all judgmental, and you know how you're like, so you ain't never had a man cheat on you? You ain't never had financial problems? You never lied about nothing that's going on once you close the door in your house? I'm going to tell y'all, I have. I have Even within my own family. I will tell my kids in a minute when they go over Nana's house, don't you go over there talking my business. If I hear that Nana question you and you let anything out, if Nana start asking you questions, you say, I don't know, ask my mom. Haven't we told our kids that when they go out? Because we don't want what's going on in our homes to be, put on blast all out throughout the family. And you know what I mean, y'all. We sit back and we watch these women on these reality shows and we become judgmental. We'll say, I can't believe she lying. I can't believe this and that is the other. And she, is being loose. That's a whole. I have seen all these comments, you know. Just today, I was on Facebook with some of my friends that I grew up with, you know. And there was a picture of this woman that was wearing a form-fitting skirt at work. And I'm going to insert the picture. And the caption on the picture is this outfit appropriate to wear at the workplace? Now, this one woman that's in our group pretty much called this woman a whore and a slut and blah, 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 and said it was inappropriate. Now, here's my feeling on it. If she wore it to work and the job didn't fire her or stop her the moment she walked in, then it was appropriate. Why are you worried about what somebody else got on her ass? Why is it bothering you? One of my friends went on and on and on, and all of the other women in the group that were speaking on this lady's skirt were saying, you're being judgmental. You know, it's not whether it's appropriate or not. It's all in the eye of the beholder. If she walked past her boss with that skirt on, and her boss didn't say, you know what, come here, come here. You know what, that skirt you got on, that skirt is this, that, and the other. Take your ass home and come back with some more appropriate clothes on. If she walked by the boss and the boss ain't say nothing, then it was appropriate. I'm not so worried about what's going on with you. And I don't know if we put each other down or pick each other apart or tear each other apart because it makes us feel better. Is that what it is? It makes us feel better to 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 do that to another woman when she's having misery or something. We like to kick her when she's down. I'm not doing that, y'all. And maybe I'm a rare breed. I don't really think so. I think it's a whole bunch of y'all out there that are like me that don't take pleasure in this thing that we do. I don't like when I sit up and watch another woman just tear someone down for sport. Now, if you're in the heat of an argument and the bitch is coming for you, then you go for her. That's different. But when you're just doing it just to be mean, just to be vindictive, just to be bitchy, I don't like that. And I'm not participating in it. Now, have I ever done it in my life? I'm sure that, once or twice in my life, I have done something that, or said something that, when I look in hindsight, I feel bad. And I'll say, God, forgive me, for what I said, because none of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to say or do something that, we're not proud of. But this thing that we do with just bashing each other, why do we do that as women? Now, I know this has been going on since the beginning of time. So our generation and the generation below us and the generation behind them, it's nothing new. We've been doing this since the beginning of time. When Eve, remember back in Adam and Eve days, when Eve got some other women around her, they were standing off somewhere gossiping and probably bashing each other apart. That's just how long this shit has probably been going on. My only question is, why do we do it? Why? Because when I am in a group of women and they're doing that, I kind of sit back. That's the type of person I am. And I watch their faces, And I wonder what's going through their heads. And you think, you know what? Are they getting pleasure out of this? Normally, I'll sit there for a second and then I'll get up and walk away. And I know a couple times people have asked me, you know, if they start to notice that when they get in too deep, I get up and leave. I don't make any grand announcement or say, you are not right for doing that because they grown. You can't be telling people what they can and cannot say. But one friend noticed that I always get up and walk away. And she asked me about it. And I just basically said, you know what? I don't get down like that. I'm not about to be talking about somebody behind their back. I don't know why it bothers me if one friend talks about another, because really, that shouldn't bother me because they're not talking about me, should it? But what I start to feel is, okay, so when she walked away, you talked about her. When I walk away, do you talk about me? I'm going to tell y'all something too. I've not always enjoyed the company of a lot of women. I think because I grew up with boys. Now, let me back up. I do have a little sister, but my little sister is 8 years younger than me. So you got to think, when I was 18, she was like 10. My brothers one is 1 year younger than me, and the other one is 3 years younger than me. So we kind of grew up together, and that's why I always say I grew up with brothers, because my little sister was so young, she wasn't hanging in the crowd of people that I was. So I think when you grow up around boys, you kind of, as a girl, have a different feeling when it comes to women. You're not, I don't want to say gossipy because I gossip. I'm not a malicious gossiper. But I think what it is that you get a different reality, of different view of women when you've grown up around boys, and I played with them every day. I hung out with my brothers every day. So I think I kind of have a male view. I like when silly shit is going on with women, and I kind of think like a guy. You know, a good example is I was watching Real Housewives of Potomac last night. And it's something going on with two of the women. I can't think of their names. And basically, the husband told his wife, stay out of it. That's between them. That's me. That's how I would feel. I would be like, you know what? Let them bash each other out. And, you just stay out of it, because as soon as you get in it, then, it'll be directed at you. That's just the person that I am. Now, I would love to know. I could have went on and on with this conversation, y'all, but I think y'all get the gist of what I'm talking about. And I didn't want to make the video really, really long, but I wanted to touch on that because it has been something that's always made me wonder since I was a teenager. Why do women gossip about each other? More importantly, why do we tear each other down? Why do we take pleasure in another woman's misfortune? And it's not all of us. But y'all, when I read my comments and the maliciousness that some of you have towards another woman, it breaks my heart as a woman. Because some of you, I will do a video on a celebrity or something that's going on in their lives, and because they made a couple of mistakes, y'all will tear them apart, rip them a new one. And sometimes I just got to sit back and say, wow, you know, it is some bitchy women out there. It's almost like they're taking pleasure in not only what the woman is going through, but taking pleasure in bashing her, embarrassing her, talking about her, calling her a stupid bitch, and she's a fake hoe. And the only person that I would call a hoe is a hoe. Because, y'all, when I was younger, I did some stuff that if my kids or my mother and them knew about now, y'all, I had some whorish ways for a time or two in my life. And that's clocking my own teeth. And that's why I can't sit up and sling the word hoe around when it comes to some other woman. Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't nowhere standing on the corner, but let's just put it this way. I enjoyed the company of quite a few gentlemen. And that doesn't mean that you slept with them, but when I say I enjoyed their company, I was a grown-ass woman. So I'm not going to sit up and watch a woman be sexy and be, full of herself and self assured. And because she enjoys the company of a few fellow men, and I'm not talking about y'all laying up with them, I'm just talking about, from what I see on outward appearances, because you don't know if a woman is laying up with a man or not unless you go in the bedroom with them. It can look for all, look, from all outward appearances that they're sleeping together, and that man could not know whether she's male or female under her clothes. Some women just got it like that. They just know how to keep the company of several men and may not be sleeping with all of them. You know? But y'all, this is a conversation that, like I said, I would really like to know what you guys think, as women. Why do we do that to each other? Why are we so hurtful to each other? I have never been in a room with a man, or I'm going to use my brothers, for example, my uncle, and watch two men stand on one side of the room and another man walks in and, he's looking nice, got a, fresh haircut, beard, looking nice, and his outfit, and they stand there and pick him apart and say shit like, now think about it when it's a man. You see him over there, man, look at his hair. He think he look good. You know, look at it. I can't believe he wore them pants. His ass look crazy in them pants. Or look at them damn shoes he got on. We don't see men do stuff like that, y'all. So what in us makes us do it? I mean, just think about it. Why do we take pleasure in tearing down another woman or reveling in her misfortunes? Y'all should read some of the comments. One day, when I'm doing a comment on a video on one of these celebrities, and just bringing up something that's going on, read some of the comments that I have down in the comment section. I have over 4,000 subscribers now, and probably 75% of you are women, and you guys are all over the country, and a few of you are, overseas. So this is giving me a kind of like a, how when they're doing politics and they talk about how they took a sampling of, people from various walks of life and all of this. Well, this is giving me like a sampling of what women across America think, and how we treat each other. It's not just, I don't know any of you personally, but because you're sitting behind this computer, you're saying things that hopefully, you're doing that because you're behind a computer. What it is, I don't want to think that as women, we are really this bad. I really don't. Because y'all, I got some good friends. I'm telling you, I got friends that I don't see for years. But if I need something, like y'all, I got this one friend. I haven't laid eyes on my friend in probably 5, 6 years. But when my house burned down, she was the first person to step in, sending me some money. The most beautiful card. That when I opened that card and read her what she put in it When I tell y'all I was bawling, my throat was all clogged up. Child, I felt like I was being strangled. It touched me so. And then just the people that have thought to bring over towels and this and that and, bring me something to eat or checking on me. It lets me know that there are really good girlfriends out there. But y'all, to be honest, I really don't hang out, you know, and I don't get into the gossip. And sometimes I think that's why I don't have really like close relationships, because for one thing, I don't tell all my business. Y'all, when I was younger, I learned a very valuable lesson about telling my business to people. I was young and dumb and would tell my girlfriend everything. And child, she went back and told so much shit on me and made up shit that at one job people thought I was a complete slut, sleeping with guys all over work, and it was terrible for me to work there. It was so bad with all the stuff that she had put out about me that eventually I had to quit the job to to keep my damn sanity, because these people literally thought I had slept with everybody at work. And it was ridiculous. But I don't know, y'all. I'm rattling on now, and I said I didn't want to make the video long, but it looks like it's long. But anyway, y'all, put down in the comment section, comments. Let's be for real, y'all. What do you think of um this topic of us bashing each other? I'm not even going to say we got to stop, because we're never going to stop. We're women. This little generation is coming behind us, is in the kindergarten. Child, they in kindergarten. And when they on lunch, they probably gossiping too, little 5-year-old girls in kindergarten. They probably gossiping and talking about each other behind each other's back. Little babies in the cribs, the ones that can talk, toddlers, they gossiping too. So if they women, they're gossiping. If you ever notice, little girls tend to speak faster than little boys. And maybe the reason why God made it like that is because he knew these bitches was going to be gossiping. Y'all, let me get out of here. I'm being stupid now. I always like to end these videos on a good, note. That's why I said I didn't want to come off as judgmental or preachy. I just want to know what y'all think, because it just always troubles me. I'm a girl's girl, I'm a friend. And like I said, I'm not perfect, because I've had my moments of being a bitch myself. But for the most part, I don't engage. So with that, everyone, thank you as always for watching my video, for supporting me. You guys are the greatest. And with that, you have a good night, and I will see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.